There's a simple reason why the Gatton murders remain unsolved 125 years later: the complete bungling of the investigation by police.
Once word got out, locals swarmed to the crime scene. The reaction overwhelmed the local police. They failed to secure the site. People walked about, inadvertently destroying vital evidence, such as footprints and tracks.
To quote a newspaper of the time, the murderers themselves could not have devised a better way to have covered up their tracks.
Police were slow to act. Vital time was lost. Newspapers were highly critical of police. Inspector Frederick Charles Urquhart was the man in charge of the Criminal Investigation Branch and came in for much criticism.
It took a day for police to arrive from Brisbane, and then they finally began their inquiries. The bodies of the victims were removed from the site.
The whole town was in mourning. All businesses closed. Almost everyone attended the funeral on Wednesday, the 28th of the 12th, 1898. The cortege was made up of almost 300 horsemen and many vehicles.
The victims were buried here in the Gatton Cemetery shortly after noon. It was here in the Gatton Cemetery that Michael, Ellen and Nora were laid to rest, and this beautiful monument was erected by public subscription to their memory.
Around 9 p.m, several people reported seeing a man near the slip rails as they returned home. A young woman reported that a man approached her from the rails and that she had galloped on. Another resident saw a man at the rails with a hat drawn over his eyes, and a mother and a child were approached by a man who mumbled something about how he was waiting for somebody else.
They got a good look at him in the bright moonlight that night. They described him as being around 5 feet 7 inches high and of thick-set build. 2 shots were heard, half an hour apart, between 9 p.m. and 10 p.m. One bullet was found in the horse when it was boiled down. The police needed to find the other.
Government medical officer and Ipswich doctor, von Lossberg, carried out the initial autopsies. Michael Murphy appeared to have been shot. However, the doctor failed to find a bullet in the victim's head, necessitating an exhumation and a second autopsy. A bullet was discovered lodged in his skull.
How the doctor failed to find the bullet is beyond the pale. In early January, a reward of £1,000, that's $200,000 in today's money, was offered by the Queensland government. That was more money than most Australians would ever earn in their lifetimes.
Police were inundated with letters and telegrams from around Australia, including bizarre theories from clairvoyants, mediums, astrologers and fortune tellers, complicating their investigations.
Aboriginal trackers, the crime scene investigators of their day, were brought in from as far away as K'gari, Fraser Island, and they included a notable tracker who'd been sent to apprehend the Kelly gang. Unfortunately, the crime scene had been badly damaged by the crowds that had gone to visit it. And from that moment on, the police were really just chasing their tails. Join me for part 3 of the Gatton murders.